Guys, I'm back with another Tom MacDonald. I don't know how many times I've heard do fake woke. And part of me says, I don't know if I want to because I've heard 2 Tom MacDonald songs before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say he's controversial, but you know what? I think he's actually kind of cool because he says things straight from his heart of what's going on in society that he doesn't like. And he's kind of neutral in there, but it's, there's a lot of things you can pick and read between the lines.
Yep.
So I've been trying to stay away from this fake woke, but I thought, you know what? I have this old guy here. He's a DJ. He plays DJ stuff all out. And have you ever played Tom MacDonald?
I have not.
Have you ever heard of Tom MacDonald?
I have, but I didn't realize it until I saw his picture. So I've heard at least 1, maybe 2 of his songs so far.
Okay.
But if you were to ask me
but
to recall the names,
you didn't even listen to the words or anything.
I did listen to the words.
Oh, you did?
Yep,
Okay.
Yep.
Have you ever heard fake woke?
No.
Okay, so we're going to tackle that today.
Boom, baby, in your face.
I
fake woke.
Wait. It's got to be
okay.
Very controversial.
I'm impressed with the fact that you'll tackle this. I mean, this is going to be some good stuff, you guys. Let's chill out. Listen to it. You
Hold on, brother.
Yes.
This
requires a sip.
Mm-hmm.
And let's shoot straight from the hip.
Let's shoot straight from
the
hip. You ready?
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Woo, go. Buckle up.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need to change. They gave us tiny screens, we think we free cause we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame.
That visual.
Fake woke. Fans don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings. I think it's crazy how these people screaming.
Yeah, intense stuff. I mean, we're points of view, man. Love it or hate it. I mean, some of the things that he addresses is stuff that he's passionate about, right?
Yes, that's right.
We're all passionate about. I mean, we might be independents, we might be liberals, we might be progressives, we might be conservatives, we might be Republicans, whatever. Everybody has an opinion. One thing I love about music is it allows you to express that opinion in the most creative ways.
Yeah.
And of course, rap. I mean, we were exposed to Eminem, right? Growing up,
that's
later
right.
in our lives, right?
Yep.
And some of the stuff, I mean, think about the early rap. That was really controversial.
Yep.
Like Rapper's Delight. You guys hopefully know about Rapper's Delight. If you don't, you need to get and check that out, man. Sugar Hill Gang. Or Run DMC, Trick, all the stuff that they would talk about. And just that older school stuff, they were considered extremely controversial, and they were like banned from radio stations. Mm-hmm. Now we've got this. It would be foolish, I think, to ban this. Let itself either win or lose in the arena of public opinion. Don't let DJs, politicians, or some other movie stars or corporate entities either cancel or promote this guy. Let the people speak with something like this, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. He is not taking a side. He's taking a side of the people. He's saying that the system, he literally said the system is pushing all of this stuff, and it's a fake woke thing. And it is kind of, I feel like the system is pushing that on all of us.
Yeah.
We're all individuals. Growing up, I never really had, I guess, racial issues come up. I didn't have friends saying the N-word, or I didn't really experience a lot of racism.
Me neither, man.
Right. And so I was kind of accepting people as they were. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden now I'm put in this box of being, what do they call it? Like, I don't know that I'm racist.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm racist, even though I don't know that I'm racist. It's systemic, and it's in my DNA. And it's, I have to put that into a cultural type of thing. Like, in my business, I have, Russians come from Russia, and they develop this little tight-knit group in my city, and they want me to help them, in business. And I get kind of in this Russian community, and they like to be around each other. Yeah. And then I'm in this Chinese community, and all the Chinese people, I don't know how I got in there. I just helped one person, and they like, you got to help my friend. You got to help my friend. And the next thing you know, I'm in this Chinese community. So is there a cultural difference that people like? Like, a metalhead doesn't, listen to rap music, or a rap music person. I mean, there's all these different cultural things, and we're a melting pot of cultures. Yeah. Where if I'm just in Russia, there's probably not a melting pot of a lot of cultures. Or just in China, there's probably not a melting pot. We're a melting pot. So can people say, I don't like you? Absolutely. Yeah. They can not like me.
Totally.
Because I have a like German you, Rob, name.
Just so you know, I like
Exactly. I have a German name. So they could say, oh, well, you're a racist, or, maybe you're a Nazi type person because you came from Germany. I mean, I just don't know. So I do believe that there's a lot of people in our society that kind of gravitate to their cultures because we're a melting pot, if that makes sense, and they feel comfortable. But I don't think that it's as bad as everybody is saying in the government, the systems, that everybody hates each other. The Russians and Chinese communities, they still interact with people. Yep. So I don't know. This is an interesting song, and I'm on a rant right now, an old guy rant. But
we do that.
I do believe it's a fake woke system thing out there.
But this music ultimately binds all of us, seriously.
It does.
That's why I'm a DJ.
That's right.
Because it binds us. Man, I'm telling you, it's good or bad.
On the dance floor, we could dance.
Heck
it's no big deal.
That's right.
Right?
Yep, the message, we interpret how we see fit.
Exactly. All right.
Here we go.
Tom.
Go. Facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter, but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food and my family without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all are genius for sure. They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
We use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping.
Oh man.
Intense lyrics, man.
Intense.
One thing that is so important that I just realized between our first conversation and this one now is the key. It's so important that we are open-minded, not so open-minded that our brains spill out.
Yeah.
But there is that, I believe that there is, and call me conspiracy theorist, whatever. I think that there is the desire for turmoil and for that disagreement to the point of violence, whereas like the greater generation, prior to ours.
Yeah, right.
Where there was the ability to disagree and still be friendly neighbors and have a barbecue together and have your kids play together.
Right.
You could be a Democrat, you could be a Republican, you could be a whatever. You could be gay, you could be heterosexual. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. You could still get along. I mean, obviously back then it may have been frowned upon more, but still the way that people disagreed was a little bit different than it is now. And I think it's becoming a little more edgy. Mm-hmm. And once again, I think addressing some of these issues, you don't want to censor unless it's hate speech. You know what I'm saying? Unless it is, unless it's inciting violence. But I'm getting that this guy's pretty passionate about what he wants, and what he thinks, and he's just sharing a message.
He's saying, why can't we just all get along? The system is screwing all of us the same.
Yeah.
And, I just paid my taxes today.
Oh, ouch.
Dude, I mean, it is like, you're supposed to pay April 15th. I had to pay, September because I owed so much. And I feel like I am being completely screwed. And so when I turn on the TV and I see them going, we're upping your taxes, and I'm thinking, I pay a gas tax every time I, stick the thing into my car to get some gas. I pay a phone tax every time I pay my phone bill. I pay a sales tax every time I buy a pair of jeans. I pay tax. And then the government comes and says, oh, you need to pay us a lot more tax. I need you to write us a check. Ba-ba-ting, And you're like, oh my goodness, do I get to keep any of my money? And I feel like the government is screwing all of us. And there's no way that we can stop it. And he is just pushing against all of that.
Yeah, he's voicing and he's putting it to music. I mean, some of the things that I thought about just a few seconds ago was back in the day. Do you remember NWA?
Yeah, I think
Eazy-E.
Is it a rap group?
Yep. Yep. Pretty hardcore stuff. They were voicing their disagreements or their grievances with society, with the cops, with police, with the system sometimes.
Yes.
And some of the racism that was still fairly prevalent back then. But it's really interesting. I mean, this is on a different spectrum. We got a white guy here, right?
Yeah,
Versus a bunch of, a black guy or whatever. So this is, or Hispanic or whatever. But this is really interesting.
Yeah, it's super interesting because he is definitely putting himself out on a limb.
He is.
Ready?
Here we go.
The football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase. But you and I cannot afford it. Our democracy is worthless. If a man has mental illness, call him crazy. Say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill. When the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How'd we let them make praying a microaggression? Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Wow, Mike.
Yeah. Tom McDonald.
Dude, that guy, man.
Wow. Do you know what rap has always been political to some degree. There's always been some some level of politics or social commentary,
Right.
that has always pushed the edge. This guy has no fear.
Has no fear.
Because he's going against what, I mean, he's
going
poking the bear.
Oh yeah, he's going against. Oh yeah, and I think that might make him pretty popular because people are like, we need somebody to stand up for us, and the government doesn't stand up for us. They act like they're standing up for us. Oh, we're going to help the working man. We're going to help the families put bread on the shelf. We're going to help families. Just give me more money. Just give me more money. You know, and then they start pushing out all their propaganda, and we start going, you know, like he was saying, it's getting so ridiculous out there that I almost think we're losing our minds, right? But I think it's just the government's been causing us to lose our minds.
These are old guys. We've been around the block a couple times. These are just our thoughts. And I'll tell you what, whatever you're doing right now, continue to look for other sources and information besides what's just fed to you. Get out there.
Exactly.
There are so many podcasters and YouTubers and just all sorts of other information out there. Make sure you don't pigeonhole yourself, but continue to enjoy the music because this is what this is all about. This is fun stuff.
It makes you think.
Yep.
It makes you process and go, that is kind of a stupid idea. That is kind of a dumb thing, you know, and it makes you process it. And we just cannot take the face value of what the media and corporations and the government is feeding us. We cannot look at that. We have to read between the lines of everything that they want.
Always think for yourself. Most important. Good stuff.
And you know what? Discuss it amongst each other with love. I've told you guys, relationships are the key to a happy life.
Totally.
And if you and I disagree, we can discuss that thing with each other. We don't have to hate each other for it. You know, and so relationships, we need to foster that and discuss it. And it might help us learn something. We don't have to be stuck. You know, when we were young, I was like, dude, I know everything about everything in my 20s, right?
Especially when you're talking to your parents.
And I'm like,
right?
I'm going for this cause, and I'm going for this cause. My parents, they don't know anything, and I'm going for this cause. And now I'm sitting there going, boy, was I stupid, right? Like, I would just, one of my friends would be like, dude, we need to go for this cause. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. And I would jump on board the bandwagon without even knowing what the hell I was talking about.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need to learn. And time always helps you learn.
Totally.
Your mistakes.
So this is good stuff, man. Music brought this stuff out. This is so cool.
Exactly.
Imagine what we could explore beyond this.
I know.
That's pretty cool stuff.
Awesome.
Love it.
Tom McDonald, guys. I am so happy you guys just kept pushing me to do Fake Woke. I actually liked the course, and it was good. So anyway, until the next Tom McDonald. Peace.